So we just had some major news. Iran is not going to get bombed tonight, according to Trump. So we just had a massive move up. Now I'm looking for a pre-market high retest. I'm looking for a pre-market high retest somewhere around this zone right here. I want to see the candles come in, and I want to look for a long position because now we've had 15-minute confirmations to the upside. So if we switch to the 15, you'll see nice 15-minute candle closure. And now I'm looking for that retest. I want to see the retest of pre-market high. And I want to see the reaction at pre-market high. I don't want a big, aggressive downward candle into it. I want to see these kind of candles slowly going into it. And you see the volume decreasing. So major volume on the push up and decreasing volume on the retest. That's what I'm looking for here. So let's see it come in. Potential another push up off this flag. Wait for it. So the EMAs are starting to fan out, which is good. They were tangled, but you can see here how the 13 is starting to get bullish. 48 purple line is starting to get bullish. And now the red line, the 200, is going to go underneath, and we're going to have a nice bullish EMA formation here. So I want to see this retest. I want to see what happens at this retest level. So it's going to be this zone right here. Kind of this zone right here. So let's see. We might get just like a bull flag and go. Potential curl here, but let's see. So far, this retest is coming in nice and slow, which I like. Okay, I'm going to start with one right here. Just in case it wants to go without me. And then I'm going to add at this pre-market high retest if it comes down. So far, this is the first sign of life at the bull flag break. So I want to take that because sometimes off these news catalysts, they can move and disregard the levels. So just in case, I want to get in with one and then potential add spot if it wants to go without me. So nice little bull flag here. And map out my risk. So we see this little bull flag playing out so far. And I want to take it to the next zone up. Ideally, we take it to the next zone up. So let's see what happens. Nice little pop. Nice little pop. Beautiful. And then I will look to take some off once it gets near my previous day high. So I'm going to set an alert for the previous day high zone, and that's where I'll look to take it off. So let's see how it goes. So I didn't get a chance to add just because it was super far away from my risk, but just based on how news usually like how it usually happens is you get that big pop, little bit of rest, and then a next big pop up to the next zone. So I needed some room to come down to my risk level in order to add. But since we didn't get that, we got this little bull flag and go. I just got in like a half starter. So it is what it is, but more so, good trade. And let's see if we can get up to that next zone right here, which is previous day high. Kind of what I'm looking for here. So good move so far. Really good move so far. And I'm not going to take any off until I hear that alarm bell. Then I'll start trailing it. So far looking very strong and very healthy. Only thing I got to keep in mind here is we're getting extended from the 13, this yellow line right here. So I just don't want to get married to this thing for all day just because it, has to retest at some point. But look at these beautiful EMAs are starting to fan out really nicely here. So I like it. There we go. We're getting really close to our take profit here. So waiting for that alarm to go off, and then I will be taking off this position here. Beautiful move, man. Beautiful move. So now I'll move my stop break even at the worst case. I'm not going to be giving any of this move back. And let's see what happens here. So we got Qs right at previous day high. So we're above that now. I think this thing should go up until previous day high for SPY, but let's see. Okay, I'm going to take that off right there. And now I'm going to look at the Qs. I'm going to look at the Qs because the Qs now is at previous day high. Qs is at previous day high. So I want to see how it reacts to this previous day high zone. As well, I'm watching IWM. IWM coming into previous day high as well, right here. So I'm watching this. And a potential Q long as well. Let's see what happens with the Qs right here at previous day high. I'm watching the Qs long. So EMA is starting to fan out really nicely here. Looking at a long on Qs on previous day high break and retest here. Okay, I'm going to try a long here on Qs. Quick stop if it doesn't work, and then I'll look at that 13 EMA. Okay, I'm going to stop out right there. It's not holding right now, so I'm just going to wait for this 13. Let's see what happens here. So this is the IWM at previous day high. Let's see if it wants to bounce off this previous day high. So here's that first 13 EMA tap. I want to see this thing hold. If this thing holds, I'm going to try a long here. So far, no hold. Okay, I'm trying one right here. It looks like a decent hold. See if we can get some movement on this thing. So Q's first 13 EMA long. This will be my stop. So I'm looking for high a day. Looking for high a day at the very least here. Okay, good push initially here. Let's see. Need this bad boy to spring up here. Okay, it's not going to work. So I took that off. That should have went. IWM trying as well, previous day high. Okay, I'm going to try some IWM here. Starter. Take one off with the highs if I can get it. And then the next zone up I got. So this is previous day high, break and retest. Break, retest, previous day high. So that's a good zone to look for here. Potential ad spot as well if it can hold. If we can show some buyers are here, I can add another one here. Need to have a little bit of life off this zone though. See if we get a push off this zone. And I'll look to add one more here. We're right at previous day high. So this should push. And if it doesn't, then I got to get out. Okay, I'm going to add one there as well. So added because we got a nice push off that zone. So I want to add one right there. And then I'm going to take some off right there at the highs if I can get it. So you can see my starter, previous day high, and then off that push off that 13, I added another one. So let's see what happens. So ideally, we got to push past these new highs, right? I want to push past these new highs. I want to get a push past these new highs. Previous day high is the best long we could take in the market. Previous day high, break and retest. So I got to try that. So the NQ is working off that 13 really well. It's looking nice. Nice curl off that 13. So we need a little bit of a push here on IWM. And then we'll take our first scales off right here. Right there. At the body high. Nice push. Let's take that 2 off right there, waiting for that thing to tag out. See if it tags me out here. Okay, I'm going to take 2 off right there. Beautiful, man. Beautiful. Now I go break even. I'm going to go break even on the rest. So we de-risked our position nicely.
Order filled.
Okay, so I'm out of that. I'm out of that there. So good little scalps, right? Good little scalps. We got EMES, we got nice little scalp off previous day high, or sorry, pre-market high. We tried MNQ, didn't quite work, and we did IWM off previous day high. Just not much follow through after that big Trump news move. Like we had such a big move, right? So kind of just scalping right now. It's late in the day. So it is what it is, but good little reads, right? Like previous day high, break and retest, pre-market high, break and retest. Things you can look for every day. 15-minute candle closures and very simple, easy moves, right? Yeah, so I'm live every day, guys. 9:45 a.m. Eastern. If you want to join me, I'm live on my YouTube. Give me a like, give me a sub, and if you feel like it, join the Discord. It's free. And if you want to join me on these lives, get it in. Let's go. All right. Talk to you soon.